Hi, everybody, and welcome back to The Practice Life. Today's episode is called The Receiving Mode, and it kind of begins with a story of my own spiritual walk, my own spiritual journey. I was, grew up in Waukegan, Illinois, raised Catholic. My dad, Polish, Lithuanian, Southside Waukegan Catholic. My mom was raised Methodist, but she converted when she married my dad. So big, part of a big Catholic family. And I would say I was in guitar mass, like I was confirmed. I took CCD, all the things. But I was getting some questions in high school. And I went to a Catholic high school. How about that? Go Corsairs, Carmel Corsairs. I went to a Catholic high school, but I was starting to feel like, I don't know about this. That's really what it felt like to me. I don't know about this. I don't know. And it had to do with the patriarchy of it all, I think. Like, I saw those priests and all their flaws, and I'm like, why are you the one that's the go-between? And there were some things about it that just didn't light me up. It didn't activate a relationship between me and the universe and between me and the force, as I like to think of it. And so I kind of moved away from it. And now I think of Catholicism for me is more like a nationality. I know the words, kind of still. I know the ways, the rituals. I can appreciate when I'm in Europe and I'm in an old, ancient Catholic church. There's some beauty to it, and I see how for the people for whom it resonates, there's prayers like meditation, and the rosary is like meditation, and and I have an appreciation for it, let me say. But about 20 years ago, I was on the interwebs. I probably didn't even know what I was doing, but I stumbled upon Abraham Hicks, and that is channeled material from non-physical through a lovely woman named Esther Hicks, who I have known in my life and who come to know and I love so much. And Abraham has been it for me. I would say that Abraham has been my spiritual practice for at least the last 20 years. And by that, I mean, I'm just open to the information and the guidance. And the guidance has never led me astray. It's been consistent for 20 years. You don't have to join anything. You don't have to buy anything. It's all over YouTube, the Abraham YouTube videos. But it really is about the spiritual path of the law of attraction and the justice of it and the fairness of it, and really the three steps involved in co-creating with the universe. And here's the steps as I understand them. You ask, source answers. So you ask, you do your vision boards, you do your list, you do your goals. Source answers, source says yes. You may have yes, 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 yes. Now, step three is where many of us stumble often, and it's the receiving mode. And it's about doing the work to put yourself in the position to receive the essence of what you're asking for. And the receiving mode, you'd be like, well, what do you have to do? Well, you have to be at a certain vibrational level where you're a match to what you say you want. And for many of us, we've been wanting these great things. We want these upbeat things, these uplifting things. We want an exciting life. We want a passionate life. We want more love. We want more joy. We want more abundance. But that isn't where we're focused every day. We're usually focused on what's not working, what we don't love about our lives, what we're lacking. And when you're not a match, you're not in the receiving mode. So I think it was the end of December of 2024 when I realized, ah, my old, my normal ways of coming into a new year with new dreams and new goals and an expanded version of what I want to step into for myself. I'm like, that doesn't feel right for 2025. And I noodled on that for a while, meditated on it for a while. And what came to me was 2025 is for one job and one job only, putting yourself in the receiving mode. Putting yourself in the receiving mode. And really, what that means is forget about the details. The universe knows every diddly do that you want and you've asked for. You don't have to do another vision board. You don't have to do another list of dreams. You don't have to. You don't have to do. You don't have to do any more goals. You can just kind of set that aside and trust that the universe knows everything that you want. And let the universe take charge of the details of how it all comes to you and in what form or fashion. And your only work is, this is what I decided for 2025. Your only work is to maintain your vibration at least content or satisfied. That's kind of the opening portal, the open portal to being a match to what you say you want, to being in alignment, to being vibrationally aligned with your inner being, with your soul, and with everything you've ever wanted. So just think of that. It's content or satisfied. And so the work is I have to watch what I'm thinking and continue to coach myself into a place of satisfaction. I have to listen to how I talk about things. So the second thing I had to do is say, well, as I hold this vibration in content or satisfied, and I listen to my thoughts, and I continue to say, to look for what's working in my life, I'm also going to adopt an entirely new vocabulary, which is I'm going to lose these words. No struggle, no words of problems, no words of challenge. I'm going to use the words of ease and the vocabulary of flow. And so it is now, I've spent a month making that my work, nothing else, just that my spiritual work, which is focused on what my vibration is, what are the stories I'm telling myself, and making sure that I am leaning into ease and flow, that I'm not making things HARD. I'm eliminating that word from my vocabulary. And so then what does it feel like after a month? I'm going to tell you, it feels great. It feels lighter. I feel the ease of it. I see my timings fantastic. Things show up as I need them. People show up as I need them to. Every day I have the inspiration. The inspiration comes. And remember, inspiration is one of the tools of delivering your dreams to you. That inspired guidance, that inspired action. Like I'm not running around doing a bunch of stuff unless I'm inspired to act, because I look at that as guidance. So what does it feel like? It feels great. And I can already feel just in the first 30 days of focusing on being in the receiving mode, I am just happier. I feel lighter. I feel like I've got my metaphoric bowl of popcorn and I'm munching it as I watch the movie and let the good stuff pour in. That's what it feels like. And I know how to stay in the receiving mode now. And initially, it takes more focus than once you practice. Initially, you got to stay on it. You got to stay on it because you get a tail of a negative story about yourself that usually spirals you down. You got to catch it early, and you've got to turn your attention to what's working in your life, what feels good in your life, what you appreciate, and just I say it. It's like Dolly with her new rubber hippo, as opposed to a dog with a bone. You just stay so excited about keeping your vibration at satisfied or content, which feels good. It feels good to be satisfied and not griping or grousing. And that's how you stay in the receiving mode. You focus, 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 and pretty soon it becomes automatic, which is what happens when we practice. So just like anything else, being in the receiving mode is something that you practice. You've done the work of step one. You've asked. Number two, the universe is answering. The universe is saying, yes, you can have what you want. Now, step three is your part again. This is the work. Get in the receiving mode. Feel good. Be excited about your life. Fall in love with your life. And do everything you can to soothe and coach yourself right to that contented and satisfied place. I love the receiving mode, and I'll be talking more about it this year because this is a game-changing practice. Thanks for listening, friends. And if you're ready to start a fabulous morning practice that gets you going, this could be in your hands in just minutes. Go to sherrysalata.com/free network. It'll take you right into my free front porch of my network. It's free. And right away, you have access to stream the instructions and the actual morning magic practice. It is right there and it's all for you. sherrysalata.com/free network. I'll see you next time.